Okay, let's get started with Lab 1. And I want you to go to FOL and find the content. This is the course MECH 6001 2021 4 term content, and then go to week 1. You will see here's a Lab 1. I want you to download this part, lab week 01_01. Download it to the folder lab. Save it. Once you have this, you should have this file being downloaded here. Okay, now I want you to open this file. First, you should be able to see this path. Okay, click here, and then you can see the full path, C, user, and so on. I want you to copy this. Okay, copy this one, and then go to a next 12 session, and then click open. Okay, click open. You may have different folder being opened, and then I want you to right click here, paste, hit OK. Then you should be able to get this folder directly, and I want you to select the part and hit OK. Now the file being loaded. You should be able to see this file. Okay, and then you can see here is the next 12 modeling, and here lab_week 01_01.prt file. This file is being opened properly. This is the one way we can open a file or an assembly and so on. This is the one way. We have different ways to open it. We will discuss this later. Once you have this file open properly, I want you to save this file with your initial. Here's the save. We can see you have save work, part only, save as. I want you to save as. And here I want you to put underscore, and then with your initial. My initial will be LSX. Okay, you are going to put your own initial here and just hit OK. Then you can see the file currently being opened is with a new name, right? And in the folder, you can see a new file being saved on your disk. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the interface a little bit. Okay, so this is called the part navigator. If you put your cursor to this icon and stay here for a couple of seconds, it will show this is a part navigator. This is called the resource bar. Okay, this is called the resource bar, and we have different items. This assembly navigator tells you the structure of your assembly. This is a constraint navigator, tells you about the assembly constraint being applied in the components. And here's a part navigator, which is very often used in the modeling. We also have other library. We have tool, HD3D tools. We have a web browser. We have history. History is very useful because you can see the part being opened in this session will be listed here, and you can get access very quickly if necessary. You can also clear the history I'm going to clear history here. You don't have to. You can see the history is cleared and you don't have any content anymore. We also have Process Studio, we have Manufacturing Wizard, and so on. There's one important tab is called Rows. Okay, it's called Rows, and you can see we have content, we have presentations, and so on. If you click content, you can see row advanced, row CAM advanced, row CAM express, row essential, and so on. Okay, your probably is row essential being unloaded. We call this row, which can help you to manage your interface, customize the interface, and here some default interface is being stored, defined in the by the system, and we can use them to return to certain status. We will discuss the row a little bit in more depth later on. Now let's return to resource bar and click part navigator. You can see here this says model history. It tells you how this features being modeled in the sequence. The top one, this means the block is being built in the early time. You can see here we can right click information. You can see this block information on object 101 block 1, right? So it says it's being created at September 7th 1024, right? 1024. Okay, so you can see, and this one, if we look at the information again, then there's a 1029, right? So you can see those information, and this one will be the last one being created. You can see here. Okay, September 44, right? You can see each of this item is being listed as a time sequence. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 items being listed here. Okay, so you can see data. Today's data, right? Today's data. Okay. All right, and see here. All right. If we right-click, put the cursor in this place, and right-click in the empty place. Right-click. Make sure your cursor is in the empty place, right? Empty place. If you have some put in some places like this, then you will not be able to see that option. You can also put it here, right? Okay. Right-click here. This is called timestamp order. So that means the check mark means currently you displayed this one using timestamp order. If we unclick this, then you can see it's gone. The check mark is gone. That means you are not in timestamp order, and it says the model, right? The model. And then you can see the relationship between those features, child and parent, is being displayed. And also here, right, we have, you can see we have two solids. Okay, we have two solids. One is solid block 1. If we click here, it's this part. okay, this part. And we have another solid, which is this one, okay, on the top. Okay, so we can switch between stamp, timestamp order, and the model. Okay, now you can see the check mark for check mark appears again in front of timestamp order. That means you can see this is organized using the time sequence. This is the interface and the components of the interface. You can see number one here is a quick access toolbar. We have a ribbon bar here, and this is very similar to what we have in other applications like Word, Excel, and so on. This is top border bar, and this one, number 4, is resource bar. We just talked about this. And number 5 is this area. Sometimes we call this graphic window, displays the model. Number 6 is left, okay, this one and this one, left and right, and also bottom bars. You can customize and put the icons here. Number 7 is status bar, or sometimes called Q. It displays some information or some hint what you need to do to complete a certain command. Number 8 is the tab area, and you can also put some here, okay, here this tab area. You can see the information about your parts or the opened assembly and so on. Let's look at our own NX12 interface. You can see here, most likely I want you to go to row, click row, and click content. You should be able to see row advanced, row cam advanced, row cam express, row essentials, right? Now if you look at here, most likely go to home, make sure it is in modeling, go to home, go to more, click drop down menu. You should be able to see something like this. Most likely you should see something like this, okay? And this includes detailed feature, draft body, for example, ribs, okay, design features, associate copies, pattern, mirror, manual, right? So you don't have a lot command being displayed here. However, I would like you to click content, and you should be able to see row advanced. I want you to click advanced, and you should be able to see this warning, right? Load rows. This action can override the customizations that have been stored in your user MTX file. MTX file is a file that saves your interface settings, and then you can use this MTX file to load your customized settings. Refer to online help documentation for further information. I will talk about this help documentation later on. I want you to hit OK, and then you can see, you may not notice, but here the interface changed a little bit, and you have more options being displayed here. And I want you to choose more, drop down menu again. You can see much more commands are available now. All right, so this gives you most of the command available in the ribbon bar, and you will be access them very easily. Now make sure you have row being selected and you have your row advanced being loaded. How to check it? You can go to home and use the more drop-down menu. You should be able to see here lots of commands being displayed here. Now I want you to put your cursor in the empty place and right click. You can see here new row, okay, new user row, and click here. I want you to give the name. You can put a name, say my row. I want you to put your name here, last name first, underscore with your given name, and my row. Okay, so here you can also, I'm going to put it here. Now you can see my row is being displayed here, right? And I want you to assign a picture for this row. Now go to your website and you should be able to see there's imaging row function. Download this to your folder. You should be able to see this file here. You can have a preview, and then you can copy this link and then right click. We can edit this and then we can browse the file here. Oh, should be in this folder. Bitmap, we can also use JPEG, right? So hit OK, hit OK, and then hit OK. Now you have the row here. Let's next time you should be able to load this view by using MTX file saved on your disk. Where can you find this MTX file? What we can do here, open a new file explorer. Make sure you show the hidden items. Go to your file, PC, and then go to C, go to user. You can see here, and then go to default. Oh, go to SI. Go to your username. Where you can find the username? You can find the username here, right? Okay, log in, and then go to add app data and local, and then go to Siemens. You can type S to find the Siemens quickly, and you should be able to see a next 120, and here is the row. You can see here this is the MTX file. If you right click and make it open, use Notepad, then you should be able to see here. Okay, so some information you should be able to see liu underscore my role name here, right? And also you should be able to see the JPEG is being displayed here. Okay, so this is the MTX file, saves the customized information of your interface.